Now it's time to start a discussion about the grid layout. The grid layout places widgets in a grid where you have columns and rows. So I'm going to type from tkinter import everything. Window equals tk and window dot main loop. Then I'm going to type here first name label equals to label window text is gonna be equal to first name dot pack. Actually I can delete this. Then I'm gonna go out down here and I'll type entry window dot pack. Now if I run this, let's make this, let's type window dot geometry 500 by 500. Let's stop this, let's run it again. Now we have our label and we have our entry underneath. So let's say that I want to have the label here on the left and the entry on the right. To do that we need to use grid. So we type dot instead of pack. I'm gonna dot grid and we'll type row equals to 0 and column also 0. Here also dot grid row equals to 0, column is gonna be equal to 1. Now if I run this, now you have, as you can see on the left hand side, first name, we have the label, and on the right we have our entry box. Alright, let's close this. Now let's copy this and let's do the same for last name. So I'm gonna go down here, I'm gonna say last name Now if I run this, now it overlaps and you don't see first name. And to see the first name, I'm gonna close this and we need to change our row to 1 and here also 1. So now if I run this, now we have our first name and last name being displayed beautifully. Now I'm gonna close this. Now let's do the same for an email. So I'm gonna copy this, I'll go down here, I'm gonna say email, I'm gonna change the row to 2 and also down here also to 2 to be underneath. So if I run this, we have here email now being displayed beautifully. Okay, next let's create a button, a submit button. So I'm gonna type here button, it's gonna be shown our window, I'm gonna have the text submit, I'm gonna put dot grid, it's gonna be on the third row, so the row equals 3 and column equals 0. Now if I run this, have our submit button, but I want this submit button here, so I want to be between email and this entry box. To make this be here, to be in the middle of those two, we can not actually the middle, to be here in this place, we can use column span. So we can span 2 columns. So I'm gonna type column span, and I'm gonna put equals to 2. So it's gonna span 2 columns. Let's stop this, let's run it, and now our submit button is here. Alright. Now let's also add some fonts to our labels. Actually no, I'm gonna keep it as it is because it looks nice. Alright, this is our discussion about grid. This is how we can do this. You can also set backgrounds for labels and we can customize this however you want. Alright, I'm gonna end this video here and I'll see you in the next